Author's Note. When I wrote my book, Spy, the inside story of how the FBI's Robert Hanssen betrayed America, I revealed that a KGB officer was paid $7 million for the secret file on the mole inside U.S. intelligence who had been feeding thousands of secrets to Moscow for more than 2 decades. The KGB did not even know the identity of their prize mole, but the file contained enough clues to lead eventually to his capture. But my disclosure left a tangle of mysteries and unanswered questions. Who was the man whom I came to think of as the $7 million spy? What was his true identity? How could he possibly have access to, and smuggle out, what had to be the most highly sensitive secret file in the heavily guarded headquarters of the KGB's foreign intelligence arm in Yasenevo outside Moscow? Knowing the immense value of the file, why did he wait for years before reaching the perilous decision to sell it to the FBI and the CIA? How was he persuaded to take that huge risk? How did U.S. counterspies ever find him? How did they know he even existed? How could they possibly know he actually had obtained the secret KGB file? And how did the file eventually reach the U.S.? I was determined to find the answers to these and other questions that arose from my initial disclosure in 2002. I realized that a major and complex U.S. counterintelligence operation must be hidden somewhere below the surface of these astonishing events. I was not sure I could, as an outsider, penetrate the veil of secrecy and bring the full, remarkable counterintelligence story to the public. But I had to try. After 6 years of research and countless interviews with trusted sources in the U.S. intelligence community, I had my answers. They are here in the $7 million spy. I thank the many spies and former spies who were willing to help me tell this story. Many agreed to speak with me only on condition that they would not be identified. But they know who they are, and I am grateful to them. Among those I am able to thank publicly, I must start with Michael Rochford, the FBI's veteran counterspy. Wary at first when I approached him, he came to accept, albeit reluctantly, that the counterintelligence coup in which he was the major actor was a story that could finally be told. Although Rochford pursued the wrong suspect for several years, his skill and determination ultimately led to the capture of the real mole. Like a sheriff in the old Wild West, he got his man. Moreover, Rochford had the grace publicly to apologize to the widow of Brian Kelly, the innocent suspect whose career had been grievously damaged, and to admit that the FBI had been wrong, an admission almost unheard of by a bureaucracy in Washington. Without the key role played by John C. Platt, the deadly mole burrowed deep inside the FBI for 2 decades would never have been caught. Jack Platt, an ex-Marine and extraordinary CIA officer, was unlike any other I have known. No rule book inhibited his irreverent and innovative approach to his craft. He knew my books and helped me from the start. I can never repay his trust and friendship, for which I will always be enduringly grateful. I also owe a special thanks to Gennady Vasilyenko, the remarkable former KGB officer who played an essential role in uncovering the $7 million spy. Wrongfully identified to the KGB as an American agent, he was horribly mistreated during 5 years in the Russian prison system. Yet he emerged without bitterness to embark on his new life in the U.S. I greatly appreciate his trust and willingness to tell his story to me. In the course of my research, I learned that William G. Stout, a curator at the Frick Collection, had agreed to pose as an importer of Russian artifacts to assist the FBI counterintelligence operation that lured the $7 million spy to New York. Although his role has never previously been disclosed, he consented to speak to me, and I remain grateful for his cooperation and help. Several others shared their wisdom and knowledge with me, among them Val Okselienko, Patricia McCarthy Kelly, Robert H. King, David G. Major, Dan Mulvaney, James D. Olson, Paige Platt, Michael J. Wagspack, and Leslie G. Weiser, Jr. I could always count on my son John for sound advice that I greatly appreciated. Most of all, I thank my wife Joan, my polar star, who shared the voyage of 6 long years as I brought this ship into port, and to whom this book is lovingly dedicated. David Wise, Washington, D.C., May 2018.
This has been an Audible Studios production of The $7 Million Spy. How one determined investigator, $7 million, and a death threat by the Russian mafia led to the capture of the most dangerous mole ever unmasked inside U.S. intelligence. Written by David Wise. Performed by Kevin Pariseau. Executive producers Laura Gachko and Mike Charzik. Producer Chelsea Pita. Copyright 2018 by David Wise. Sound recording copyright 2018 by Audible Inc. Audible Studios is a division of Audible Inc.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.